Hey, what's up next? Okay, changed, increased damage dealt critical. Key recovery speed. 6.1. Not much, what about me? I'm doing alright. Just chilling. For the most part. We had a severe thunderstorm. Like, it was apparently so bad. Got like one of those text message alerts from the government saying like take shelter because it could be deadly if you're outside. I'm like, okay. So had to deal with that in the morning. I'm just a bit tired from all that weather stuff. Fortunately, we're okay. All that happened, I think, local to our area. Fortunately, it was just like a lot of strong winds, so we're okay. But yeah, just pretty tired. Okay, now I don't need life recovery yokai realm. So I can use other semi-ore flutes. Okay. I can get those. I can start going for those again. That's obviously nice. Yeah, I'm glad we're okay too. More Shaman Queen necklaces. Yeah. What I could also do is, since I'm just using the flute for the extra evade, that I could get some lightning resist instead. Okay, who should I practice on? Directional Deflects. So from what I've gathered so far, I want to, let's see, multi-hit combos to avoid. I can use it on multi-hits to avoid other parts of that. So who does that well? What are directional deflects? Oh, let me show it to you. That's a great question. So I'll do it in the training ground. So if you take a look at the tooltip for deflect, let me see if I can show it to you. Here, let me stop displaying chat for a bit. Okay. So if you take a look at the tooltip, right? Yeah, Prowler, I'm a bit early. So press L1 before getting attacked by anything but a burst attack to deflect it, and then blah blah blah, so successfully deflecting an attack will do all that. But at the very end, you can move while deflecting with the left stick. So in other words, at the same time I deflect, I can choose the direction I want to go to. So going to the side, going backwards, going forwards, it just depends. So that's what I'm working on today. And trying to learn more about it in the same way that right, exactly, like a reposition. So here's just normal deflect. Just stand still, nothing special. Now I'm gonna try to go back. Assuming I can deflect right. Some pro level gameplay so far. I mean, somewhat, I suppose. But right, so with directional deflects, I'm trying to learn how to use it. I can use it, of course, but I'm trying to learn when to use it and really just get that understanding. So the more I can understand that, the more options I can have in the future. I think Jailer Oni might present a good case as practice. But yeah, I'm figuring out the pros and cons to it. That burst attack, I could see some potential value in moving during deflection. Do some weapons have lower deflect timing windows? I think they're supposed to be all equal. I think Samurai Sword has something that can make deflect easier, but they're supposed to be all equal, I think. I don't know for certain. Which game is this? This looks awesome. Wait. Wait, really? Yeah. Are you asking me that? Look at, if you're on Twitch, look on the category, please. This Wolong fighting style looks amazing. Wait, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously. When the first time chatter asked me the question, which game is this, looks awesome, I'm like, it's in the title. It's in that, it's in the category on Twitch. You just, you know, you usually just hover over the image. Oh, okay. This is Wolong, exactly. Anyway. I was scrolling in lice. No, I was scrolling in lice channels. I don't understand. In live channels? I am very lost. I'm very confused. I'll just say that. Am I waiting on them to add more New Game Plus cycles? Yeah, totally. Here, so, Malia, Dawn. You can... I presume you're familiar enough with Twitch, so you can just see what game I play. I was scrolling to see what's new. Oh, okay, fine. Alright, just to be clear, my perspective right now is just like... just it's like okay, so I'm playing Neo 3. Neo 3's been out since late January. I can like, it's a fun game. It's Team Ninja's, people will call it Team Ninja Souls-like. No, it's not Wolong 2 Chicken Burrito. Alright, I'll practice on here. Yeah, Neo 3 has been out for some time, but it's been out since early February for the public. No, this is not Ninja Gaiden, but it's made... Yeah, it's made by the same people. Disillusion, come on. Give him broken English mix, he'll love it. You know what, Pain? Get out of here. Alright, I need to practice. Hey, Amber. That's a lot of time. Oh, there's quite a bit of mix-ups there. Alright. Okay. I liked Wolong, I thought it was pretty fun. Would spinning slide help? Yes, but I'm sure it would. But right now I'm just specifically practicing the deflect stuff. I'm just baking that into my muscle memory. Yeah, I wouldn't really need to use it there though. I mean, obviously that's crazy risky. Nick carry, who look like Nick without the glasses. No. Hey, what's up, Sidechain? Am I gonna stream beating Neo at level 1 with no armor? No, I don't think so. Let's see, Nick and Carrie. What the heck is Nick and Carrie? Nick and Carrie. Oh, no wonder I don't know who these people are. These are YouTubers. Okay. Not having access to this game has skewed my mindset. I think it's fair enough to say that. What's your mindset, disillusioned? What are you disillusioned about now? Oops. just being out of the zeitgeist, you could say. Elaborate. I just realized how advanced this tech is. I was thinking about it yesterday, but you may or may not be able to use it equally the same with all weapons because they all have different timings. For what? For like deflects? Or what do you mean? Looks the smoothest with samurai sword and dual swords for me. I didn't try other weapons though. Yeah, elaborate, Ember, what you referring to. I need to experiment more. I'm sure it works with all weapons. Right, I'm just trying to understand your perspective, that's all. Just to be very clear. It's too slow. Talking about the directional deflect, reposition and how impactful it actually is. What do you mean, like being able to pull off certain things over others? Like certain martial arts, for example? I need to figure out more where I can use it. I mean, I got Takadashi, I got this thing down. Oh, nice, I got him in the air. I need to see more where I can apply those. It's tricky. Oh, he can still grab me despite that. I mean, different timings offering different strengths, and some weapons abusing this tech can use it to build arts proficiency fast without being so defensive. Some double the key damage. Okay. I need to get in your head to understand what you're thinking. Because I can, like, in theory that makes sense, I just can't, like, I can't conceptualize it. Really? It gets that way? Alright, just so we're on the same page, let's start here from the beginning. Yeah, I'd love to be on the same page as you. And just to be clear, here's what I understand so far. So, some weapons, I imagine every weapon will have pros and cons with directional deflects. I'm just, like, that idea makes sense to me, but actually, like, really making the connections that you are, I'm not making them right now. Random ball from the skies, yeah, that's what happens in phase 2 especially. I'm trying to figure out more things I could. Come on, go back. What was your idea of directional deflect at first when you first heard about it? I just thought it would just reposition you in a certain direction. You deflect and you can just like move a little bit in just some position. Can you deflect forward through the enemy with that skill? I've not been able to deflect forward, so I think the answer to that is no. What's a directional deflect? Basically, instead of just staying in place to deflect, when you deflect, you can move to the side. It's very intentional by the game. You can deflect and just move the stick. So I'm trying to learn when to use that. Because I've never really needed it. So now I'm trying to figure out when it would be awesome to do so. cool, I guess. Alright, so horse, the directional deflect stuff. So if you take a look at samurai styles, deflect. If you take a look, oh, let's see if I can, god dang it, text is covering it up. Alright, let me get rid of the chat box real quick. Alright, so if you look at the very last sentence, it says you can also move while deflecting. So yeah, while you deflect, you want to move. So I'm trying to understand that more in depth, and amber, darkness, light is helping me out with that. Alright, so that idea you have about reposition, seems like you don't see much value in the idea until you dig into the idea of using it to play around with enemy boss movements, right? Yeah, like in of itself, in a vacuum, it's hard for me to appreciate it, just like when Ninja Styles missed. But once I can make the connection, and then obviously I'll be like, oh yeah, that's super cool. With Ninja Style Mist, the reposition, I was like, well, I don't really understand the value of it, because sure, I get a free position, but couldn't I just dodge instead? But the big thing with Ninja Style with Mist that you alerted me to was that what Mist also does, and it doesn't really say here, is it distracts enemies, which is important. Mist says, using Mist after an attack will cause you to return your body, evading the enemy attack. Additionally, using this ability near enemies will create a shadow of yourself that temporarily attracts enemy attention. And that part is helpful, and when it was really helpful when I was starting to see how it worked against Blood Edge Demon's attacks. It has a lot of deadly, big attacks, and so being able to use Mist to temporarily distract it meant it went for the after image rather than me, and I was surprised how much downtime the enemy had with that small difference, and so it was very valuable to have that Mist. And I'm like, oh cool, I can distract people for free and move and get behind them. So then that started to click. But right now with deflect stuff, I'm trying to make more connections. It's tough for me, but that's what I'm trying to learn. The story of Neo, the story of Neo 2. The art of tea. Okay. So naturally, like I'm trying to just discover more options, more opportunities for me to take advantage of it. Because I could see against Takeda Shingen, for example, oh, I could use it in this specific scenario to get off an extra attack that I normally would not be able to. So that's obviously valuable, and I'm trying to figure out more of, I guess, I don't want to say rules, but what are conditions? I'm trying to understand the conditions in which directional deflects are incredibly valuable. I don't know that yet. And I imagine that certain weapons would adapt to it differently. So right now I'm working with the axe because it's kind of a slow one. Because I know I believe it would help me help with my objective of fitting in more martial arts and turning moments that are otherwise very defensive to actually offensive moments, and it's kind of smart in that regard. But I just need to find more. And right now, the only two enemies I can comfortably see that with is Takeda Shinga and then Demon of Pride. Maybe what could help me brainstorm, perhaps, is taking a look at the enemies and thinking about some of the things they do. Particularly the bosses. Let's see, what's the overlapping condition I've figured out with Demon of Pride and Takeda Shingen, and like their 2-3 attacks. The directional deflects helps in the situations where it's like a multi-hit attack and then there's like a little bit of downtime afterwards. So with the directional deflect, if I can use it to avoid the last hit in those multi-hit attacks, then that gives me a little bit of extra time to throw in a more powerful attack. That's what I've discovered, so that helps. I definitely think there's other moments that it could work where it's like, hey, it'd be nice if I have a little space to set up some things, kind of like I talked about yesterday with Wheel Monk and Eberron Soldier stuff from Neo 2. So I'll have to look at this more carefully. All right, let me move to this question. What are you using the reposition for, defense or offense? My reposition is mostly for is to prepare for offense. I pretty much will just, if I just need to go defensive, I'll just deflect it, or I can dodge it. Last boss spawns lots of stuff with his sword attack combos. Maybe you can find some nice positioning in there. That's, yeah, that's true. Hiroko could present a good example. I'd have to study how I play to see if I'm close enough for that to take some value. Right. Yeah, you're right. Like the Hiroko's icicle, like he sometimes sprays icicles, right? And so I think in that moment, just deflecting is okay, but deflecting and then moving forward means I can attack a little sooner. Sorry if I make you repeat yourself. I'm trying to see something. Yeah, go for it, Ember. I trust you. Yeah, that's right, T. With Hiroko, there are some attacks where it's like I can also see the value of directional deflects in those situations because, well, let's see. Do I even have him here? And let me bring him up just to talk about it more sensibly. Right, so if with Hiroko, for example, he does have that icicle attack, where he's just like a bunch of shards, and he just like sprays them at you. And it's not too... like, I'm reasonably close to it, and I can deflect it, but just having that little extra time saved when I just deflect it and move forward means I can attack just a little bit sooner, which can help me pull off certain things. That much makes... that's clear to me. And that last one in the last phase combo we calls lots of lightnings in addition to a sword combo. That's a good point too. There are a lot of attacks that he does which almost, I guess, have like this buffer or shield for him. Kunimatsu also spawns elemental attacks. That's a good point. I'm thinking of like, what are some moments in which I think directional deflects or directional miss are so risky? I'm like, well, Trying to attack in between things with ninja style and then using this to try to reposition and avoid is kind of crazy. That is such a like minute. That's requires like microscopic accuracy. But I don't think it'd be as big of a that would require like 2-3 inputs at once. Whereas deflect can just be one fluid thing. Tested on Kunimatsu. I have to think of which elemental attacks. You feel free to brainstorm with me. Let's see, which elemental attacks? See, in phase 1 we got what lightning attacks? I mean, Blood Edge Demon spawns a lot of elemental stuff. He does. Like he does. Obviously moving closer to an enemy holds its own value. Being able to squeeze out an extra attack holds a lot of value to me too. Anything? Yeah, I'm looking for a potential of offensive maneuvers. But okay, with Kurimatsu, let's see. So, Samet, are you talking about phase 1 or phase 2? I'll test it on Kunimatsu though. I have an idea related to it. There's some attacks where it's like, well, I can just deflect all this, but I can't really attack in between. The one when he uses it around himself. What is it like? It's like the wind circle. Oh, in a circle, and it's like 1, 2, right? Do you find directional deflect fun to use? I think hold on, let me kill this stuff. Seriously, am I dead? I'm not. I'm dead now. Amber, yes. In a nutshell, I may not enjoy it that much now, but if I can learn it more, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Right now, I'm not focusing on how much I enjoy it. It's not at a point where I hate it. I'm just trying to learn it. I'll evaluate how much fun it is later. Yeah, I liked it against Takeda. I was like, oh, that was cool. I liked it. I was like, oh cool, I fit in an extra attack. That was fun.
新たなあやかしの姿は見えません。今のうちに半蔵殿のもとへ参りましょうぞ。いつの間にこれほどの技を。それに佇まいもさながら幾多の苦難を乗り越えたかのよう。
I gotta like, there's so much to test. I got a lot to test. What made you interested in directional deflect now? You really are asking me obvious questions because of the potential of offensive stuff. It's really simple. If I see, oh hey, I can use this thing to make, I can play more offensively than before, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm so confused about why you're asking me this. I don't understand. I don't know what you're trying to see. Oh, thought I could put up there. Oh.
やはり私の方が優れているのだ。貴様にだけは。
That was kind of interesting. Looks like there's some stuff I could work in there. Direction deflect is that good? Team Ninja should consider making directional deflect too. Okay. And maybe directional deflect 3. Oh, I wanted to specifically work with that. Throw him away. Great. The bot and Pooper Super used directional deflect on him, so no notification was shown. Oh wow, that's right, the stream notification didn't pop. Dang. What happened to it? Did it just like dip out? Am I using the skill? No, I'm not using expansive deflect. Obviously expansive deflect I think would help, but I'm trying to learn just the base stuff. Let's see. Let me just do standard deflects. What is it like standard deflects? What could I potentially gain? Nothing really. Actually, it's pretty helpful on these guys. Cool. Yeah, I'm just like standing here. Okay, well that moves me on its own. Yeah, oh. Oh, okay. Aha, that worked, just as I thought.
そうだ。やはり私の方が優れているのだ。本当にあの竹人か。
Ow. Okay, so there was a moment where he did like a 1-2 like as an ender, and then I was able to reposition just off to the side, and then I was able to get a free hit in. That was cool. Directional deflect can be helpful when using a martial art right after deflecting instead of doing the same thing with dodging, which consumes ki, while deflecting recovers ki in the same situation. Yeah, can you just give like an example? Like, I understand the theory, I'm looking for examples. It's one thing to just tell me, hey, this stuff couldn't work in theory. It's another thing to be like, hey, it works in this example. And then I can, like, it's a lot easier to connect. So when Amber provided me the example about... Oh, I totally missed Amber's comment. Alright, hold on. I'll have to catch up. I fucked that up too. I dodged. I deflected forward. I think it might help if you think of this way. Instead of using the directional deflect miss as a reposition, try to think of them as offensively making the enemy boss miss. Right, and I'm trying to figure, yeah, and like that much makes sense. I'm getting them to miss. That much I already understood, because I saw that yesterday when I was working against Taka the Shinga, and I was like, oh, cool, I got him to miss that attack. What I'm trying to figure out are the conditions and where I can get that enemy to miss. Because, right, like making them miss a certain attack can make a difference to me pulling off, say, nothing or a strong attack or a quick attack, or a martial art like Earth Carver. Like against Taka the Shingen, I was able to fit in Earth Carver. Normally I'll just deflect everything, but by avoiding that fourth hit from like his, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, when I did deflect, directional deflect, and then his fourth punch just completely misses. Then I was like, oh, I could set up Earth Carver. I noticed, oh, Earth Carver for free, and then I could deflect the hit coming after. So that was cool. Or against Demon of Pride, when he like goes back and then does 2 quick hits, he goes boosh boosh. And then if you stay too long, he does a stomp. But I could avoid the second hit and then set up an attack. I'm like, oh cool, I got some free time. So that much is clear to me. For me, what isn't clear is like what is exactly what you mean, like, oh, different weapons will work differently, like, per se. I think you had said, Amber, about different timings offering different strengths. Like, sure, I'm just unclear on like what you have in your mind. Are you just saying that as a concept, or do you have like a specific example? Like, oh, against this boss, for example, you tried here with this weapon, I can pull it off in this way, or this weapon I can do that way, or You know, I can build arts proficiency really fast with these weapons compared to these weapons because of insert very specific things. Because right now it's just like, okay, it's a lot of words, but I can't like attach it to anything. Compared to when you said, hey, Taka the Shingen, here, try it out. Like, it really worked there. And then I tried to lab it. I was like, okay. Something I can do. I didn't think you needed an example since I saw you do this multiple times. Yeah, I've done directional deflect multiple times. This is just the very beginning for me. I'm just trying to learn. My assumption has been you guys know what you're talking about and are experts and know more than me on this, so I'm just trying to learn from you guys. So I understand that, like, oh, I could do deflect just normally, no direction, and then I use a dodge and use a martial art right after a dodge. I'm used to doing that. That's my default. And I'm trying to learn when I would just want to use a directional deflect instead to make them miss. Because I'm like, well, can I just dodge instead? So it's something I'm trying to just learn. In the same way with the midair stuff that I learned from you, average new enjoyer, the miss stuff that you're talking about recently. I'm trying to make those connections. And I'm just like a student who's like, I got no clue what's happening. Type of deal. So if you guys are going to teach me, I'm going to ask questions. What's the process with this? Use directional deflect instead of directionless one. Use a martial art right after the directional deflect. Yeah, I get that. I already get that. I'm confused now. I know, I'm trying to insert in more martial arts. I'm trying to think of more moments and brainstorm more moments to use that directional deflect. Like practically against certain enemies. Over other things. I'm trying to understand the pros and cons. We're both confused. Hello, not that experienced. But don't you lose AP combo when you parry and dodge due to timing? That's a good point. Yes. However, there are that's true. You won't necessarily lose arts proficiency right away. You have like a second or two to do something. I think like a second. So you could dodge and then do a dodge attack. So for example, with axe or hammer in my case, I will dodge and then do a stone mallet so it works out. Or I can do a dodge into a dodge strong and then like sequence it into Bear's Bane. Directional deflect is honestly more of just a gut feeling thing than a know-how thing. Yeah, that won't cut it for me. You don't need to know when to use directional deflect, you just use it if you think the boss is too linear. Yeah, that doesn't help. It's just a gut feeling. You're just a gut feeling. I'm like, what is your gut feeling based off of? Okay, they're linear? Which bosses are linear that you think of? Oh, average new enjoyer. When I'm referring to examples, I'm thinking of like use cases. So if I were to say, hey, here's the value of midair gameplay, I would say, hey, take a look at this particular moment against Demon of Pride when he's doing these specific attacks. Normally with ninja style, if you play on the ground, you have to either wait or you have to use certain ninjutsu. Or if you really want to melee, because that can be fun, guess what? There's so much free time here. Check out this moment where I'm able to pull off these attacks, and like I'd give like a specific, like I'd show, like I can showcase it. I'll just do that right now. Actually, I can just go. I could showcase the value of midair gameplay with ninja style against Kunimatsu. I would say, hey, look, with ninja style, you don't have to like play it safe. You can be very aggressive, even though he's attacking. You can just like jump over his head and do a bunch of shit during that specific like double wind circle attack that I think Samed was talking about. Damn, I went forward. What, Amber? Look, if you're gonna look, I'm just gonna say it straight. If you're gonna teach me, you gotta teach it, explain it well. That's on you. My job as the student is to ask questions. My main point of the previous comment was that you would get the reposition aspect without consuming ki with a directional deflect, so you don't consume ki for dodging afterwards. That part I understand. That part's very clear to me. I'm like, yeah, combine two actions in one. Right, like... Hey Grinch, I'm doing alright. Amber, Darkness, and I are just... We're having a fun time trying to communicate and struggling. It's alright, Amber. It's hard to explain some of this stuff. I get it. Here, aerial gameplay. Very safe. Like there, that would be my way of saying, hey, here's a moment you could use aerial gameplay. There's some actual value. No, I tried to go into ninja style and I could have done stuff like, oh, I got a freebie with some air stuff. And here, look, I can do Senju Rush perfect moment, or Pollard is totally safe in this moment. Be like, oh, cool. That's when I'm referring to examples, I meant examples like that in the game. Your new abstinence was too strong. Yes, it was. Yes, I know it's on me. I'm trying to explain it, but it's very complicated. I know, I know. you don't gotta tell me. I have to explain, like, for my job, I have to explain some pretty complicated things too, and it's like, all right, I gotta break it down in a way that my student is fine. Yeah, average new enjoyer, I get it, and I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't need to use it there. Wait, hey, come back. Bruh, what? No! I've got to learn it more. I guess. No, it's unsafe. Damn it! Oh! Me going forward, bad idea. Me going to the left or to the right. It's okay, me going back. I gotta think about it. Would you like if Neo had an integrated juggle system? I don't really care for it. For me, a lot of the enjoyment from Neo comes from enemies being able to put up a fight. If I can just juggle them, I get bored. Yeah, Amber, you're gonna have to. Then I'd be like, oh, okay. I'd be like, whoa, Amber, I get it now. Yeah, it's a spinning slide functions similarly. Took hero my way out, kind of. Oh no, I took hits. I'm just gonna like fuck this. Directional deflect is somewhat similar to miss and repositioning. You can use it to get out of attacks, but not all of them. So think of it like this: for using a miss for that purpose may help. Yeah, I'm that part I get. I don't want to put too much attention to myself, but sigh, my brain don't work right now. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you for trying. Minor complaint, but I don't like that they made the human boss transition into phase 2 invincible. I agree. I hate it too. It's annoying. I'm sure you'll understand if you practice enough. I'll just wait. Yes, sensei. That's great advice. I'll just learn. I'll figure it out on my own and teach myself. I will do that. In previous games, if their animation gets interrupted, they just start doing their thing anyway. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, no, give me my... Give me my divine first captain headband. Game, why are you misbehaving? Am I interested in Yoshitsune set bonuses? I might try it. I'm slightly curious. How curious? I don't know. I'll find out. I'll probably get so bored with it. Seriously. I'm gonna be like, oh man, I just like destroyed the key in the most brain dead way possible for me. Yeah, I was considering it if I wanted to try like +5 stone. Because I can deflect so much, it kind of makes things easy. Oh well. It was mostly a mild curiosity. Do I have everything that I need for it now? Key damage. Or really, what was I going for? Faster key recovery on deflect. Oh yeah, that's what it was for. And, yeah, that's 4 pieces. So do I have 4 pieces? 2, 3. Yes, I now have 4 pieces of general ruin. In case I want to get faster key recovery on deflect. Although I don't think it will matter all that much. Oh my god, you know what? You banned? I'm banned for receiving any more tech from you? Okay. I get banned on my own stream. Nice. Nice. That's pretty hilarious. Yes, it does reduce the agility to B. That's correct, because it's heavier armor. I'm gonna get permabanned on my own stream. Yeah, even just like some of these pieces of equipment take me to B agility already. I think maybe the exception might be Minamoto's gauntlets, because I'm using heavy armor right now. Guard key consumption, I mean, that's not bad. Frost moon damage, I guess. I legit just wanted the faster key recovery buff. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's there, I want it. Just making this entertainment go on as long as possible. Yeah, Amber, thank you for banning me on my stream. Streamer got banned on his own stream. So, okay, this would be what? Minus 1.3. Plus 3.4. No, that won't work. If it is just a few pieces, pump up the stamina can still help perhaps. Yeah, I probably could. I don't think it'll be that significant though. I can just try. But then I lose my even stat distribution. You see the problem I have? So I can go to 55.8. 55.8. So I can get I can get an extra 6. Right? No, is that 6? No, that's more. What's the difference? Let me calculate this. Alright. Calculator. Let's go. Calculator app. So 55.8 minus 48.6. Okay, I get an extra 7.2. Alright, 7.2. I have to be at 16.7 weights in order to be at A agility, alright? Now let's see. $16.7, so I can only afford two. I can only. Alright, so 16.7 minus 14.1. I got 2.6 weight I can afford. Okay. So let's see. I go up by 1.7. Okay, I got 0.9 left. I go down. Alright, minus 2.5. Okay, and let's assume I use a Yasakani, alright? So I need to equip 4 pieces. The gauntlets. Oh, but now actually... This is a net increase. This is in favor by 1.3. And that's if I get those pieces. Ah, shit. The chest screws me up. I don't think there's enough. Oh my god. No, I wouldn't be able to have A agility. Unfortunately, with the sets. I'd have to be B agility, which makes me very sad. One more point into stamina to get A agility for General of Ruin. Oh, is that the case? Can I reduce the weight is the question. I can increase the weight, but that's it. The shit ain't going the way I wanted to, but it's funny at least. Yeah, yeah. But, legit, I just wanted the set for the key recovery on Deflect, but it's already too heavy. And I have to get a Yasakani. Alright, that ain't cool. So instead, I was gonna go for this 5-piece bonus, because, you know, Amrita absorption buff. I really wanted this, but it's too much of a sacrifice. I can trade my gauntlets to go slightly weaker. But, yeah, I need 3 pieces. This ain't gonna work. And Shitsune, too heavy in samurai style. What the hell, man? The Semi-Or flute should have been a part of the set bonus. That's not fair. I've been betrayed. Okay. So I'll try to showcase though, hey, here's where you could use ninja style and mid-air stuff and it can be pretty cool. So let's get those attacks going, right? Oh look! wanted to deflect, directionally deflect that.
私より優れたもの
Damn
が
it.
存在する
Even betrayed by your own explanation skills. It's a real shame. Oh, that worked. Okay, found another instance where it works. Okay, so quick 1-2s, huh? Where I normally feel like I have to deflect or have to, yeah. Okay. Seems somewhat reasonable. Okay, so Demon of Envy, when she does like, it's like a quick 1-2 hit she does, and then I can directionally deflect the first hit, and then the snakes will avoid me. I think. I need to test it more. I wish I could fight Demon of Envy like isolated. Alright. Get some more testing play. No, that didn't work. Let me try to the side. Envy again. Specific attack I want to try the directional deflect on. That attack specifically. Yes, that works. Nice. Okay, well, figured out another attack at least. Those ones, so there's a lot. Okay. Using directional deflect can cause multi-hitting quick attacks from bosses to miss, which makes deflect sequences more action-oriented. Yes, and I'm trying to figure that out a bit more too. I was testing that against Demon of Envy. I've already so I'm gonna tease you a bit. So I'm just gonna say, so teacher, I already know that directional deflects can cause multi-hitting quick attacks to miss. If I tried that against Takeda Shingen, remember? Where I talked about the 1, 2, 3, and then directional deflect the third hit to avoid the fourth, get out a free attack. Remember that? Remember using the quick dash to get Renewing plus side bonus in Ronin, where you dash through the boss, they would miss the rest of their attack strings? Yeah, I remember that in Ronin. That was pretty crazy. He didn't do the attack. He didn't do that, like, move. Ah, oh well. I used directional deflect there. It made a difference. It's just like one time, but still. That was cool. Where'd you get the teacher idea from? Where'd you get the teacher idea from? But where did I get the band idea from, right? Not me, okay? Obviously not me. Never me! This is fun but irritating because I know I fucked up. I know it's not my best explanation. It's fine, dude. You're trying to help. Dude, it's okay that you have difficulty explaining it. I appreciate you just saying, hey, I have difficulty explaining it and you're having fun with it. That's fine. I don't mind. If you were to just say, hey, like, I have it in my head, but I'm struggling to put it into words, then I'd be like, okay, man, I get it. Like, let me, if it's alright if I try to ask some questions, and then obviously at a certain point be like, dude, I don't even fucking know, but let me, like, come back to it later. I'd be like, yeah, sure, it's cool. No worries. That's fine. I struggle with that too, by the way. Like, with my clients, I typically have to really explain some ideas to them in a way that's can get the point across simply. I'm not in their lives. I can't necessarily show them stuff because they're dealing with their relationships and stuff that's in their head, and it's like, okay, I have to, for example, like, I have to, like, distill it down, and so it requires a lot of preparation and work and testing and things like that. So it's like, I understand what comes with it. For example, with one client that I was working with today, she's before, what she's had happen is, I think, like, okay, so for example, today she was bringing a concern to me about how she lost all of her work that she's been doing on her computer for this, yeah, right, and she has like a bunch of notes from all the stuff that we've worked on, and now she's lost it all. And she's like, oh shit, I lost like basically months and years worth of stuff. And so she was overwhelmed and really stressed because she's trying to save her relationships. Right? So she's like in a panic, and I basically had to kind of like advise her that, like, hey, let's like think about it in terms of, say, going through a book. Let's say you know you can read the book all over again, and sure, you had a lot of notes with it before. But and she was worried about like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to read the entire book again and take like the most thorough notes over everything? Because like I kind of get bored. And then I'm like, okay, great, that's something to pay attention to. And then I basically had to educate her on the equivalent of a table of contents. Like what you could do is you can skim through some of these chapters, so to speak, and then see what information is valuable to you. And if some of it is, go ahead, jot it down for your new notes. And if some of it you already know, then like you don't need to put it in. So I'm having to like explain that to her as she's in like a state of like stress and panic. Or another time, thanks for the compliment, Padre. Appreciate it. So like another time, she was thinking like, oh my gosh, overwhelmed. I don't know how to pick certain things, or I don't know what I want. And I'm like, okay, well, let's think about it. If let's say you're hungry and you don't know what you want to eat, what's the first thing you usually do? Right? Check your fridge. And then you check to see all the options. And it's like, yeah, I check my fridge, and then I see if there's stuff that I might actually want. I'm like, right. You constrain all the things you can think about to just like, all right, if I just focus on this fridge, what are my options? As opposed to, let me just think about some nebulous, like, infinite variety of things. And I'm trying to choose, but I, like, don't have anything to latch onto. And she's like, oh yeah, I could apply this in conversations I have with people. You know, I can give them some certain choices, certain options, so they can either agree with them or deny them. It makes it a lot clearer to communicate. It's a difference between saying, hey, how's your day going? Which is a fine question, to like, hey, how was work? Was work stressful? Was it a good day at work? Or how was school? Was school nice? Was school fun? Did you get meet any new friends? No, it's basically taking your whole day and then focusing on distinct parts. So I have to explain that to her in a way that will make sense to her and my other clients. And then I also have to recognize that sometimes there'll be pushback because naturally people can have different experiences. So it can get messy pretty fast. So all that to say, Amber, I get it. Okay. I think I understand the theory, but I'm trying to make more connections. Obviously, I'm discovering stuff more over time and thinking, oh, there's actually these moments where I can pull off a directional deflect. And that's cool. Versus other moments where it's like, oh, I don't see the value in it. But what I'm noticing I'm having to recognize is what I'm trying to discover a pattern, actually, of when I'm like, oh shit, if only I could use a directional deflect in these moments. Or maybe if only I didn't have to deflect twice in this moment. I wish I could do something else. I'm looking for those moments. And it's getting a little easier over time, but it's like, this is a fresh thing. I've only just started doing this in like the last day or so. So it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. That's just comes with the territory. I couldn't see it against Demon of Obsession because a lot of his attacks are just very slow in nature. They're big, heavy hits. And the deflect versus a directional deflect, I'm like, I don't really know how important that's gonna be. Because getting behind a target, for example, with Samurai style offers a modest bonus compared to Ninja style. So it's like, well, it's nice to have, it's not like a determinant of the playstyle. But being able to get off martial arts with arts proficiency does make a big difference. And so having slight positional advantage can help. But against Demon of Obsession, it's like, well, he does rather slow hits for the most part, and it's not that important. Now, there are some things where I think it will be valuable and more tactical, but I have to spend more time with him. What I can think of is when he starts spewing a bunch of the like poison gas, or when he flings out those projectiles, like wind projectiles all at once. I think like that might be a case. But usually that's not what I encounter most of the time. It's not frequent enough for me to really work with it. But yeah, it's a work in progress. At least I got a cool clip against Demon of Envy. Okay, I got about an hour or so. Could I test this against Hiroko? Let's try it. I had someone on Twitch, I think it was T, and that was a much longer name, but they were saying, hey, you could like try it again. You could try it against Hiroko when he does specific attack. Chicken burrito, 1 more hour before I can get some food. Dude, food is so good. Now I want food.
Waka! 何故お戻りに？問答は目の前の敵を打ち払うからよ。月曜様、奴らを共に打ち払いましょう。
God damn it. No! It's gonna take me a while. Ah!
Waka! 何故お戻りに？問答は目の前の敵を打ち払ってからよ。共に打ち払いましょう。
When can we expect guides for Neo 3 Advanced ones? Not for a while. Haven't been that motivated. I'm still learning some stuff, so I'm still working on a lot of the intro guides because those are actually the most important. I haven't done any work for it today. I did some yesterday, just like drafting the script, because if the foundation isn't solid for a player, it won't matter. It won't matter nearly as much how much stuff I have after. 2027, yeah, same time as Wolong.
しかし恐れる必要はありません。手強い。しかしここで負けるわけには。霊樹の輝きに宿った理想の魂に心を交わした英雄たちの思いが武器を立てる。あなたの信念をその信念と共にある限りいかなる敵にも打ち勝てるでしょう。竹千代様、国松様がもはや迷いを捨て共に立ち向かいます。
The Lord Tornado Edge! Oh. Wow, Tornado Edge just melted Katja. I could put that, I suppose. When it comes to Neo 3 guides, really the foundation is going to be very important. Ow. Without a proper foundation, players are screwed. So I'm spending a lot of time on those. I haven't been the most motivated, like I said. So yeah, that's where my priority is. God damn it, Anenra. For my guides, I'm trying to teach people the process of learning Neo 3 more than I am just saying, hey, do this and do that and do this and do that. That was so unceremonious. Alright, can I get my set yet? Yes! Finally! There it is! Yeah, Autumn, I'm playing the long final mission because I'm trying to get to Hiroko. So I can practice my directional deflects, because one of my Twitch viewers gave me an idea. Tasha! Maybe you start off at such little health. Really? It's broken. That fight is broken for you? Oh no. That is very odd. Will there be Underworld introduced in the second DLC? I imagine there would be, but I imagine they'll have to repeat a lot of things they've done in prior games. But I have no guarantee over that. I can't guarantee that. I'd be surprised if they didn't have an equivalent of the Underworld. Now that they have like Crucible out in the open. So Autumn, definitely report that to Ninja. You can either do so on Reddit, they have a mega thread which goes to the community manager. You can go to his Discord. I think Koei Tecmo America has some official channels as well. Friend just DM'd you. His friend, the car won't start. Oh no! Is Axe broken in Neo 3? I don't think so. I think it's just very powerful. case the car's not breaking down halfway there. Yeah, that'd be really rough. Feels like cheating. It's so interesting people say that because I'm like, yeah, I think it's fine. Like, it's powerful. I could make the same arguments for so many of the other weapons too. That's the funny part for me. I could say, nah man, Cestus feels like cheating. No wait, sword feels like cheating. No wait, dual swords feels like cheating. Spear feels like cheating. Like, I can find some like super cheap shit. Every weapon can feel like cheating. Oh my god, Tonfa? You joking? But yes, axe is definitely very powerful, and if you can chain martial arts with it, it can be very powerful. Like, ridiculous. Especially with stuff like oppressive strength. Oh my god. Hype armor through everything. I could say samurai style feels OP, so does ninja style. But yeah, axe has some very powerful moves, and so if you can just hyper armor through it, it works really well. Rumbling Earth does so much key damage. Oh really, Yasha? God damn it. Sword feels least broken? Oh my god. Have you seen people spam Severing Spin? Severing Spin, that's it. That's all you do. Or wait, Sword of Meditation. Oh my god. They buffed that move. Oh my god, stop. Or get this one, you... Come on. Blow them all up. You didn't mention without AP. I'm saying Severing Spin even without AP. Even without it. I'm just Severing Spin spam. Just Severing Spin, like, it got such a buff. Nice, I can equip that Itsumare thing. Lumber chop the booty hole. Excellent. What's going on? Ninja no Akuma? What? Ubume? Hey, what's up, Mirror? Rude! Damn it! What the hell, yo? Okay, close enough. So wait, what's going on? Let's see. Of all the weapons I consider to be the most underwhelming, they tend to correlate with weapons I suck with. Totally not biased at all. Oh, my face! Wait, what is sword limited on? Just out of curiosity.
重き荷を背負い
That thing side thing or main mission? I'm being a main mission right now. What's a directional deflect exactly? I will explain in a moment. It's a good question. A lot of people ask me that. Ooh, wait. Life chain melee attack? Yes. No, I'm good there. Max Pheasant Leap stock? Sure, I guess. Got another one of these? Sure. Max Great Scampus form stock? That's awesome. Another great. Got this. Nice life drain melee attack. Almost there. Almost. What's that? Spare Force charge? Strong attack? Interesting. Alright, so gosh, this is the music. Alright, so deflect naturally. I'm sure you're familiar with how you restore some ki, you boost your gauges, right? You know, standard stuff. But directional deflects, if you read the very last sentence, it'll say you can also move while deflecting with the left stick. So what I'm trying to understand is, hey, instead of me just deflecting and staying in place, when would it be valuable for me to deflect and move? So I'm trying to understand more about that. I've been piecing these together. I found some great uses of it against Demon of Pride, Demon of Envy, and then against Takeda Shingen. In a nutshell, as Amber, the best teacher on the entire planet, has educated me, it's used when generally you want to, if there's moments where you're like, oh, I'm stuck deflecting, Instead, you can have those same attacks, those like multi-hit attacks, maybe one of those attacks miss altogether. Now the value of that attack missing is, one, obviously you don't get hit, but second, that gives you enough time to start up, say, a martial arts that you might otherwise not be able to work with. And it's faster than just, say, dodging something and then spending some time to not only dodge and use ki, but get into position. The directional deflect basically combines the deflect and dodge actions into one, and just one smooth move that you can use then to attack more frequently. So I hope that makes sense. It's a very niche advanced thing that I'm practicing, but I've already found like three, 4 enemies. I think I tried it against Kunimotsu as well, and I saw like, oh, I can actually get an attack out a little sooner. Interesting, I could fully charge a Rumbling Earth. I'm like, what the hell? That's pretty good, considering how long the animation is. So it's like shaving off like half seconds, which can make a difference in Neo. And it turns Samurai Style's Deflect into just like just like mindless button mash into being much more strategic, and I like that. So I hope that makes sense. So Kespect, you're saying, the limitation for sword I'm mentioning is that it seems unable to sustain offense without AP for more than 2 seconds. The other weapons are not noticeably carried by AP. How? I guess I may not be the best person to understand this because I'm in arts proficiency so often. Because I use things with sword, for example, like, let's see. And it's hard for me to evaluate a weapon without all the perks of Samurai Style. Severing Spin, I think, is very powerful. Sustain offense without AP? I don't know, I've never really had that issue, so I'm just a bit confused. But again, I'm in arts proficiency so much. Alright. Against Hiriko, my objective is less about winning and more about learning. So I want to see when there might be moments where I'm like, oh yeah, directional deflect would be so good in this scenario. Not there. That wouldn't really matter. Might matter there though. That could bridge some distance. Oops. Travel through time as much as you please. My destiny is certain. That's so savage. You are powerless, basically. Deflecting everything in there. Another example where I've been trying to use directional deflects is that sometimes enemies have like those ranged attacks, right? And it's like, oh, it'd be nice if I could dodge through it, or I can get closer. So with directional deflects, it's you get your key back and you move forward. It's probably much more noticeable with things like expansive deflect, that's for sure. When I want to get closer, how can I do so? dead? No. Should I try it on fire form? Fire form. I think there's definitely some moments where I'm like, man, I wish I could get closer. Let's go back to that. I don't see the value there. Am I getting pushed back? Not really, not enough. Okay. I view how weapons perform without AP first because I feel as that gives a better measure to the actual strength of the weapon. Okay, yeah, true. I mean, it'll help if you don't have AP up that much, or if you don't use AP that often, then yeah, it'll work. But sustained offense for sword for more than 2 seconds? I mean, I can usually do that without AP. There's a lot of movement required to make it work, though. think as part of my evaluation of what to use directional deflects on, what I think I'm gonna do is I need to think about the attack strings of enemies where I'm just locked into deflect, and I feel like that's the only thing I can do. So sometimes with Hirako, he does like several hits back to back, and it's like I don't know where to punish him except just play defensive. I think those are probably going to be spots I can brainstorm. There wouldn't matter, not a master. Oh, that hits me even in the air? I thought I was safe if I jumped over it. I guess not. Oh, wait a minute. That's a moment. Okay. Maybe that with that ice smash, if I can directionally deflect backwards, I wonder if I have enough time to set up an attack. I wonder. Could work. Time to find out. Ooh, actually. So all those hits I can deflect, but then his charge, I know it has like a follow-up after that. So if I could directionally deflect the charge just to be out of range from the follow-up, oh, that would actually be big. That would be big. Okay. If I only use sword when AP was active, I'd believe it's an aggressive weapon. It's very far from it in my opinion. I'm assuming its design was intended more for previous entries. What's an aggressive weapon in your opinion then, just so I can understand? I think I'm just gonna be Hiriko for now. Come back to this later. Oh, I whiffed that. That sucks. Odachi Fist, Dual Sword Switchblade, not samurai weapons, but others include our hatchets, ninja sword, talons. That's so interesting because I'm like, I find I play very aggressively with the sword. I'm not even thinking about AP half the time. Like I have it, but I guess I'm so used to pushing offense, it's hard for me to see it that way anymore. I don't know. Interesting. That's how it is? Actually, you know, I think I'm gonna stop after this. Yeah, I think me whiffing that last kill, I wish I could have done Sign of the Cross Pierce to just like go full anime with it, but I think I'm a bit tired. I think I'm gonna stop here. Without arts proficiency, other weapons are more aggressive. That's the thing, Kespect. I'm trying to say without AP now, which one is more aggressive than others? I haven't really encountered that issue. The only time I really consider, like, I can be offensive with the sword for a long time even without AP. And then what I have to do usually during AP is be more selective about what moves I'm gonna do. You can't sustain offense without AP for more than 2 seconds, not an exaggeration. Like sword, I have not had that issue at all. I have like for me it's like, oh, I can just do swift step heavy to combine to like swift step heavy very frequently and then chain it into other things. I don't see it. I'm sorry, Kespect. I'm like, okay, I can chain things like Night Rain. I can do a lot of different things and back to back to back. I have so much movement possible. I've got Severing Spin, which is fantastic even on its own. Sedimentation on is great on its own. Kuruma Sword Dance is great too. Like, even without AP, these are just solid moves, and I can just chain them all uniquely. Against humans, I could just, you know, backwave. Parry them. Parry them, and then do stuff like Sword Key into Sword of Celerity. Or backwave into High Stance Strong into Sword of Celerity, and then just, like, keep going from there. Or Flowing Mist into Sword of Meditation, or... like, there's just, or if I need to close the gap, Tiger Sprint, just like straight up sprint to them. It's so fast. Especially with a movement speed buff, it's ridiculous. I usually don't have any shortage of offensive pressure, even outside of AP. I don't really feel like I depend on AP for sword, in all honesty. Like, at all. It's more like super supportive and super awesome. Especially when I can go for the crazy big damage plays like Sword of Meditation at the very end of my AP chain. Like it's just skyrocketed my damage output. And chaining things from sword is very natural to me, so AP like just goes beyond that. But even without it, it's like my good all reliable. So I don't know. When I play Odachi, I find it to be a bit more defensive in nature because of things like Undaunted and Skyward Serpent or Cuckoo's Call. Don't get you started on Backwave, surely that move must be outdated. I don't think it's outdated at all. The input's annoying for me. But it's so, if I find it very valuable in situations. I mean, I go for tempers all the time. But I find it incredibly handy. Alright, let me actually just beat Hiroko. I'm just gonna be here forever. Okay. I find Backwave incredibly handy. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you couldn't handle it. Sorry, Hiroko. I don't think Backwave is outdated at all. I don't like the input, but I find it incredibly helpful. I don't find it to be a meme at all. The reward towards just being able to knock an enemy back and get free hits and do a good amount of key damage is not to be underestimated in my opinion. Deflect gets me key back, but Backwave is higher risk and higher reward. I have to be very tactical about when I use it. And shifting Serenity Odachi is an entirely different animal, that's why I consider it aggressive. Yeah, that can be aggressive. I guess I'm just not convinced that Sword struggles with offense. I haven't had that issue, like, at all. I've had more of an issue with Odachi, like, consuming all the ki with some of its moves. And I'm like, shit, I have to, like, play a little bit more turtle-like. I've done the whole, like, okay, yeah, sure, you can do a bunch of attacks and go Waking Winds and a Sunset Breeze. Like, I've done that. But in terms of it feeling offensive, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a lot of attacks, I suppose. But in terms of it kicking ass, I'm like, well, it's just a different beast compared to other things. I just have, like, sword is my good old reliable still in Neo 3. It's rather awesome. Alright, let's see what I picked up. Alright, what did I pick up? Anything I like? I mean, not really. A bunch of 160s, I suppose, is nice. You've been playing Neo for a decade, aren't you bored of it? No hate, just by the way, just curious. No, not like I've been getting somewhat bored from time to time. So when I can, so for me, these like lately, I've been playing Neo 3 because I've been working in, as per my title, on Directional Deflects, which is just opening up a new way for me to approach samurai style. That gives me something to chew on, something to learn, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's fun. I'll just try to show you Washed, just like real quick. I want to get going after this. You tell me if you think you'd get bored of what of doing this yourself. Watch, would you, if you could do that and find cooler ways of doing stuff like that, would you get bored? Especially if there was more you could do that would be cool. Yeah, Sicko Baby's got it. I only get bored if there's something I can't learn. If that looked cool, do you see why I keep playing it? I thought it looked cool. It felt cool to me. So if you didn't like it, so be it. There you go. Actually got a decent clip. Just out on all 3 demons, yeah. I'll save that. I'll save the Demon of Obsession thing. I actually like that one. So yeah, that should answer, hopefully that should answer your question. So, I guess for me, truth be told, when it comes to Neo 3, yes, I'm running out of certain things I can enjoy. And if I can't learn more stuff, then I do get bored. But I would say that despite Neo and Neo 2 being games I played for way too much time, I'm actually very impressed with how Neo 3 has still provided me so much value. Like, that's been pretty cool. And it's fun to figure all sorts of things out and to just learn. I really enjoy that, all things considered. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Washed. Someone said Sword has one of the best neutral games. What would be considered neutral in Neo 3? I don't know what that person meant, to be honest. That's something you guys can discuss. Truth be told, when it comes to which weapons are the aggressive or less aggressive than others, I'll be very honest, I don't really pay attention to that. Because my sole focus is to push everything to its limits as per the game. So I'm like, well, if let's say Sword is crap, it ultimately does not change me trying to push Sword to its absolute limits anyway. So for me, it really doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, okay, this weapon is less aggressive for whatever reason, then let me figure out how I can push that even further. Like, that's it. But yeah, so it's an irrelevant detail to me. When we were getting barehanded gameplay, we're not. No long-term FX. Here, actually, you know what? I'll give you barehanded gameplay right now. Alright, you want a barehanded gameplay? Here you go. Ta-da! Check out my sick skills, yo. A+, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm about to dip out long term. I've been on stream for about 3.5 hours. So yeah, for me, whichever weapon is more aggressive than the others, I don't really think about it all that much. I'm just, for me the question is, how can I make a weapon even more aggressive? At some point I'm sure I'll run out of ideas, maybe I can make comparisons at that point, but I recognize I still have certain skill issues, so I just go, I'm just whatever, how can I make something more aggressive? Like, that's it. It's like, that's I'm just pushing that, so as much as I can. So far, I haven't felt, I think my weakest weapons so far are the following, in which I'm like, man, I'm lacking something with certain weapons. I don't know what to do in certain situations. For me, I struggle with Odachi and Switchglaive on, especially Switchglaive with Samurai style. These are my two weakest weapons. Pretty comfortable with all of these. Spear maybe, but all things considered, I don't have much trouble with Spear. For ninja style, which weapons do I struggle with the most? Not hatchets. Not ninja sword, not duels. Let's see, how do I gotta evaluate this differently. Maybe Kusa? Split staff, not really. Not talons, not, I don't know. Maybe split staff. Actually, I don't know. I don't have that much trouble with it either. Just hopping around and shit. Maybe Tonfa. But with Tonfa has all the key stuff. I got no clue. Oh, long term, thanks for gifting the tier 1 subscription. That's very kind of you. I don't know. That's the thing. It's just... It's like people ask me, what do I think is the best weapon? I'm like, I don't really know, to be honest, because there's usually one crazy thing that every weapon has that makes it absolutely busted in some way, shape, or form. It's like, oh, sword, severing spin. It's hilarious. Sword of meditation. Oh my gosh. Dual swords. It's like, dude, you've got infinite water sword. It's pretty ridiculous. Like, the key uptime is nuts. Non-stop pressure with things like deflecting cuts. Its spear, piercing rain is so powerful. Twisting spear is really good too. Cestices, it's like, well, limitless, tough. It's hilarious. Axe, it's like, bro, this is like big damage. I would say maybe tornado edge. Odachi, I could say ground sweeper. Soaring foul is also nuts. Switchglaive, I could say, what do I would say infinite retribution is like arguably easy mode if you just spam that. Pretty reliable. I haven't tinkered around with everything, so I'm kind of weak with this. One of my weaker weapons. Dual ninja swords, it's like, yo, mid-air gameplay, like I can be here for ages just talking about like one thing that's like super good about every weapon. Tonfa, it's like, oh, you can just destroy key. Like, it just goes on and on. So I never really have this issue of where I think a weapon is weak as much as I might not be that good with it first. So if a weapon does suck, theoretically speaking, and then there's only so much I can do anyway, but it doesn't really change my desire to make everything as offensive as possible. Anyway, time to go. I mean, I'm at the point in my gameplay where I'm trying to optimize more deflects. Optimize. Oh, no. I don't want to just deflect. I want to choose what I do during those deflects. So move to the side ever so slightly. Why? So I can eke out a martial art half a second sooner. So I can make samurai style feel even crazier than before. And I'm doing it without without expansive deflect, which works well. And truth be told, probably the best weapon to practice this with is dual swords because it has deflecting cut. So the positioning, I should just practice. Like, can't believe I didn't think of this before, but now that I know it now, great. I'm just gonna practice dual swords with deflecting cut and be like, oh cool, look, here I can study enemy behavior more easily now. So I'll do that tomorrow, or if I stream tomorrow, I'm not sure. That's where I'm at. I've gone beyond the whole weapon stuff is something to focus on. I've already done that enough. It's more like, how can I optimize in between deflects? I've got deflect timing down on many enemies. But now, I want to take it another level. I get silly at sometimes how much I'm like obsessing over little details. But hey, that's what I enjoy doing with this. Anyway, I'm going to take off. Thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully you got to have some entertainment. And I will see you next time, which may or may not be tomorrow because I've got some doctor's appointments and just some appointments in the morning tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, take care and bye.